Service judge, Orapan Viratipan from Thailand.
So here is Mia Blichfeldt from Denmark, former European junior champion in 2015. Is the highest ranked Danish player at the moment, the women's game. Hopes rest with her here to keep flying the flag. Two Europeans potentially in the semis. Carolina Marin is the other one. We've already got An Se-young and Herbing Jiao in there. There's Yeo Jia Min as well from Singapore. The two have met 4 times. 3-1 lead for Mia Blichfeldt. Their most recent meeting was actually just a few weeks ago in the Sudirman Cup when Denmark beat Singapore.
Red. Okay, you serve or receive? Receive? Okay, you serve.
So Blichfeldt taking the side we're on, that's behind us actually. In front of us, sorry, I should say. And so we've got a bit of drift behind her. So Blichfeldt is 25 years of age. She's 172 centimeters tall. Her best ever ranking was 11th. She's currently 21st. She achieved 11th, by the way, in September of 2019. She has won, apart from the European Games, European Championships, she's come 3rd twice in 2018 and 2022. And she's also won a couple of titles on the BWF World Tour. More on that in just a minute. She's beaten Yeo Jia and Sung Choi-yun, both in straight games. Taken almost 45 minutes in both. Yeah, she won the Spain Masters in 2019 and the Dutch Open in 2018. Those are the two. And she's won 3 runners-up positions as well. Swiss Open earlier this year. Yeo Jia Min is 24, 163 centimeters tall. Currently 34. She has been as high as 16th. That was achieved in at the end of 2021. And looking desperately to get back to those heady days. That was the time when both her and Loh Kian Yu, my fellow Singaporean, became world champion. Real high for Singapore. So she beat Iris Wang from the United States very comfortably, and a much tougher time against the Korean Sim Yoo-jin. Came through the qualifiers.
Ready to play.
In 3. This will be the biggest test for both up till now. Yeo Jia Min hasn't quite won. Umpire Ramida there. And service judge Orapan. She's won 2 titles on the BWF World Tour, both like Blichfeldt some time ago, 2018 Vietnam Open, a Super 100, and the Hyderabad Open, also Super 100. She beat An Se-young, by the way, then in 2019. Since then, she's been a runner-up at the Hilo Open in 2021. Prior to that, she won the Vietnam Open in 2016. So this will be a fascinating one to watch.
Level, play.
It is Blichfeldt to get us going here. First point on the board for Blichfeldt. That's very delicately done by Yeo Jia Min, who, remember, is a former junior world #1. created some headlines back in the day. Yeah, drew her opponent in. I think she's already broken a string.
2,
Yep,
1.
see that? Took that well. Yeah, when she made world number 1, that was the first Singaporean in either the junior or senior categories to make it to the top of the BWF's ranking system. Shots been played.
Service over. 2-all.
Yeah, these two first met at the semi-finals of the German Junior Open back in the day. Yeah, so while we look at that head-to-head, actually they met once before that in the World Junior Mixed Team Championships.
3-2.
Yeo Jia Min won that one. That's the only time she's won. Very tight, 22-20, 21-19. And then the Junior Open in 2015. And then the China Open in 2019, where Blichfeldt won in 3. So I suppose the only one you can really judge on is the most recent one, which is just a few weeks ago, as I mentioned, in Suzhou, in the Sudirman Cup. Blichfeldt completely outplaying Yeo Jia Min comfortably, 21-10, 21-15. Not quite enough on that for Yeo Jia Min.
4-3.
There was a pretty distinct height advantage between the two. Nicely done. Perfectly placed by Yeo Jia Min. Doesn't make it over. Yeo Jia Min takes the lead. Just trying to force the issue there a little bit, Blichfeldt. Very nice. She stepped one way, played the racket the other. Both of these are using very subtle moves on each other. It's good to watch.
Play.
Just in front here. Yeo Jia Min. That is tight, but it's not one she's going to challenge.
Service over. 6-all.
Clearly out that one. Kind of looked up there for a second, Yeo.
Six.
Don't know whether the lights had an effect. That's good. That's one of the longer rallies we've had.
And 6.
Yeah, she really did break a breakthrough in 2021, Yeo Jia Min. She became the first Singaporean to qualify for the BWF World Tour Finals. Blichfeldt now starting to open up a decent lead here, 3 points. Yeah, she had a rough end to 2022 and not a great start to 2023 when she won just 1 of 11 matches. And it slipped, as we saw, from 16th to where it is now. That's better in that corner. Very nicely placed. Well, the Singapore Badminton Association, they decided to sort of field her in the lower tier Polish Open, an international challenge event. It's one grade below the BWF World Tour structure. This was in March, a few months ago. It worked a treat for her. She ended her slump. She beat the world number 65 Neslihan Yigit in the final for a 4th international title. She described it as a bit of a healing week for her. She was, of course, one of the more high-ranked players in there, so she would have expected to be one of the big stars, as it were.
Service over. 10-7.
Sometimes you see players do that. Well, Blichfeldt was keeping her opponent moving a lot in that rally, and it worked well. She goes into the interval with a 4-point lead, 11-7 in game 1.
Så er det sådan, at lave noget med det samme, så går hun hårdt på dig, og drejer dig hårdt. De par gange, hvor vi også har højt på løften, har hun lidt mere, så står det super godt i defensiv. Ja.
Cut 1, 20 seconds. Cut 1, 20 seconds.
So a very decent start to this match for Mia Blichfeldt.
Play.
That was tight, but it is out.
Service over. And 11.
Yeah, she's played that really well. Quite a number of times, just dropping those in, just a bit short.
Service over. 12-8.
Cross court there, difficult for Yeo Jia Min. Lead is 5. This is the biggest lead she's had. Problems now starting to abound for Yeo Jia Min. She really ought to have put that one away, you feel. And the unforced errors are piling up for the Singaporean, who received a lot of credit from the Singapore Badminton Association Technical Director, Martin Andrew, who praised her for her work ethic, despite the recent struggles I'd mentioned earlier with that 1 win in 11 matches. And he felt that over the past year or so, she's had some difficult draws.
15.
And nothing's really going her way. She actually had Blichfeldt there, didn't she? If that just tumbled over, no way Blichfeldt would have made it. Have a look at this. Oh, I'm not sure Blichfeldt would have made that.
Yeah, you shake it.
Yeah, some tough players that she was drawn against, and also he felt that she didn't take the opportunities when they arose, but he said that she never stopped working hard as they worked towards getting an understanding of how to use her weapons while playing with a style that suits her. And that Polish Open, the strategy of going there was to just get some competitive wins in traditionally one of the strongest international challenge tournaments of Europe. And also to help gather some ranking points. Going cross court there again, well below the net, top of the net, so struggling here, Yeo Jia Min. Well, she puts an end to this run that she desperately needed to, didn't she?
Service over. 9, 16.
This was important for her. Yeo Jia Min. Now, she needs a run of her own, the Singaporean. That's 2 in a row.
10, 16.
And it ended that run of 5 points.
Service over. 17, 10.
Again, could she have finished that off? Up at the moment, and actually much earlier in that rally you felt Yeo Jia Min could have won this if she just applied the kill. She could have applied it. Yeah, massively disappointing for her. Remember, this is an Olympic year. Both of these women will be aiming to get to Paris 24. Easily put away, and emphatic there by Blichfeldt.
19, 10. Service over. 11, 19.
Now, again, something quite special needed. Again, you see, those weren't working for
Game point.
Yeo Jia Min.
11.
It is for Blichfeldt. There's enough power in that just to take it over. Have a look here. Earlier you saw that not happening for Yeo Jia Min. There's a whopping 9 game points here for Mia Blichfeldt. And that brings the first game to a pretty quick close. It's been very good from Blichfeldt, but I think we've also got to look at the fact that Yeo Jia Min has not particularly helped herself here with a number of unforced errors. It's going to need a significant turnaround in the second game. Blichfeldt at the moment will be delighted. She's leading here and get after game 1, 21-11.
Overordnet set, så ændrer spillet sig ikke. Det er at turde lade den falde. Og så skal vi være endnu mere fokuseret omkring, når vi saver på at neutraliseringen. Ikke? Lad bolden falde. Ja. Stol på defensiven, uden at det bliver for aggressivt hele tiden. Så længe.
Ja. Så jeg opsummerer. Så lad bolden falde. Når vi her skal vi have noget mere. Stå indtil det viser sig, og man kan dyrke din baglinje.
So Yeo Jia Min needs a big improvement here in the second game. It's been excellent from Mia Blichfeldt, who came out a couple of years ago to say that she can be quite mean to herself. And she said she's working a lot on that, because she said she doesn't have to tear herself down. She beats herself up over mistakes, and she said she wants to rebuild and be better and learn from her mistakes. Very honest.
Love. Mia, come here.
That was a little lecture on screaming a little loudly when she gets points. But also, got to be careful how that's directed as well. I remember in the early stages they were matching each other, and then just towards the end of the first half, Mia Blichfeldt surged ahead.
Service over. 2-1.
Well, the volume of the shouting or the screaming hasn't decreased, that's for sure. This is a different start, isn't it? It's not one that suits Yeo Jia Min. Blichfeldt already asserting herself, and this is a concern. Well, she needed that badly. Yeo Jia Min.
2-4.
Blichfeldt again looked, well, she was very comfortable. That's frustration at the moment for Yeo Jia Min. Excellent work from Blichfeldt. Looking at their results over the last 3 months, 2023 specifically. She got to the quarterfinals, Mir Blichfeldt, the first event of the year, Malaysian Open, out in the India Open to Sun Newell, opening round. The second round exit to Indonesia Masters, same with the Thailand Masters here in Bangkok. The All England, she was out in the first round to Akane Yamaguchi. I mean, that's about as tough as it could get.
7-2.
She got to the final of the Swiss Open. She lost to Pornpawi Chorchuang. PV Sindhu defeated her in the quarterfinals of the Spain Masters. She lost to Akane Yamaguchi last week in the second round of the Malaysia Masters. The lead is now 6. She's in serious trouble here, Yeo Jia Min. As I mentioned, didn't have a very good very good year. Well, this is running away from her very quickly, Yeo Jia Min. That's good, but it's going to be challenged. She winced a little bit there. I think she knows that was a hopeful one, but yeah, she's got a big lead, why not? It is most definitely in, so it's an unsuccessful one. Again, taking that quite late, quite low down, Yeo Jia Min. She's not making it easy for herself. A lot more than that needed for Yeo Jia Min, who started the year with a first round exit in the Malaysian Open, the Pornpawi, who also got her out of the first Open of the India Open. She continued her run of first round exits at the Indonesian Masters, leaned across to Christophers, another Dane, and the All England Han Yue. So events in a row, she was out in the first round. Then she went on to win that Polish Open, as I mentioned to you. That actually did a lot of good for her. Excellent work from Blichfeldt, who goes into the interval again, even more comfortable than the first game. She's 11-5 up in game 2, having already won the first game.
Som du selv skal skabe noget op. Ja, men bare husk at sørge for, at du også har forbanen med en lille maskering, for det er også rigtig ubehageligt. Altså det hun helst vil, at hun har det helt tæt med.
20 seconds. Cut 1, 20 seconds. Process, return to your stand.
was just saying that that run at the Polish Open did a lot of good for Yeo Jia Min, because after that she bounced back and won Polish Open, as I said, and then she got to the semi-finals of the Madrid Masters, Spain Masters, and lost in the semi-finals to PV Sindhu in the Super 300 there. Then lost to Carolyn Marin in the quarterfinals of the Orléans Masters. Actually pushed PV Sindhu, by the way, hugely in that semi-final in Spain, and given a lot of confidence. Out in the opening round of the Asia Championships, because Tai Tzu Ying, Malaysia Masters, Michelle Lee beat her in the first round. So she's kind of back into that sort of, she was back for a short while in that sort of funk, as it were, first round exits. 6 this year alone. That is a great shot from Blichfeldt, whose lead is now 9 points. Much better than it was at this stage of the last game. Yeah, I'm afraid it's not easing up, is it, for Yeo Jia Min? The errors are really racking up here. And she'll be just disappointed with this, I'm sure. The litany of points continues, and this match is going to be over very, very quickly, the way this is going. It's something's not quite going right for her at the moment. She's on a very, very good run here near Blichfeldt. 7 points in a row. Well, she just doesn't seem to have any answers, Yeo Jia Min. That's the simple truth. And this is going to be an even more convincing win for Blichfeldt than she had at the Sudirman Cup. Finally, she does get some respite after an 8-point run there for Blichfeldt. It was 10-5 at that point, and she's just surged ahead. Tight but out. Yeo Jia Min needs a bit of that, I suppose, right now. We'll have that again. The lead is still 10. It's still huge as far as Blichfeldt is concerned. She'll be very comfortable with this. serves aren't going in now. That just compounds the frustration for Yeo Jia Min. There's another serve that might have just gone out, but Blichfeldt this time is going to challenge it. This might have been, I thought it might have just gone out, but I clipped the line along the way. Let's see. Taking a while, this one. There we go. It is just out. Blichfeldt is not convinced.
Not
Not really much you can do about that. The challenge has spoken. Still lots of points in hand for her. Well, this is not good, is it? Really, Yeo Jia Min, 2 serves. I think that 3 if you include Blichfeldt. Serves are just not going well for her, especially when you got the drift on that end. And that is it. Big smile on the face for Mia Blichfeldt. It's not been the best of performances for Yeo Jia Min. I'm sure she'll be the first to concede that today. Very, very straightforward here for the Dane, who marches on into the semi-finals and takes on He Jiao. And then she will have much tougher challenges to come. But Mia Blichfeldt continues a pretty good run for her in 2023, where she's won the majority of her matches. 14 of her, that's right, I should say 16 so far of her 24 matches this season. And it's about even. Actually, Yeo Jia Min's lost more than she's won now. Okay, so Mia Blichfeldt has beaten Yeo Jia Min here, 21-11 and 21-16. She's done it in about 33 minutes. Absolutely delighted, and she's now through to the semi-finals of the Thailand Open 2023. So the shortest match of the day here on court 1 here in the quarterfinal stage is Mia Blichfeldt beating Yeo Jia Min very comfortably. We're now going to move to men's doubles. Mohammed Shohibul Fikri and Bagas Maulana of Indonesia take on Chinese Taipei's Lu Qingyao and Yang Po-han. So this is how the bracket looks at the quarterfinal stage. Liang and Wang are through after beating the qualifying Indonesian pair of Gutama and Isfahan in 3. Gideon Sukamulya are playing right now Kang and Seo. That one is quite tight. So an opportunity here to set the markers out early for either Fikri Maulana or